Welcome in this class. This session, we are going to discuss how to find inverse of functions and stating their domains. So inverse So we'll demonstrate this through series of examples. So in each of the following, find the inverse function and state the domain of f inverse of x. So let's start with an appetizer. First one is f of x given by 4x minus 5. So for this, so the first step in finding the inverse, you interchange or you let the function to be y. So let y be 4x minus 5. Next, we make x the subject. I.e., for this one, we have 4x. Taking this one to the other side will be now y plus 5, which means x will be y plus 5 over 4, because this is the same thing as saying 4x equals to y plus 5. You divide through by 4, divide through by 4. Once you have made x the subject, then the inverse. So interchanging x and y means y equals to, so put your x. So therefore, f inverse is this new expression you, after making x the subject, and then you replace that expression with this x, with this y by x. So it will be x plus 5 divided by 4. So that is what we have. Or if you can't remember these steps, you can say, or you can say the function f of x is given by 4x minus 5. So first, let y be the function for x minus 5. And then the next step, then interchange x and y, i.e., so remember we are referring to this expression here. So where there's y, you put x, where there's x, you put y. And then next, make y the subject. So when you make y the subject, you have 4y equals to x plus 5, which means that 4y equals to x plus 5. You divide through by 4, divide through by 4, so that y equals to x plus 5 over 4. So the new expression in terms of x is now the inverse. So therefore, f inverse of x is x plus 5 over 4. And then the domain is a set of all real numbers x such that all numbers x such that x is a real number. Or you can write it as dx such that x, can use this notation. So that's what we have for that. Example 2. So call it B. We have f of x equals to 3x plus 1. So solution. So we let y to be 3x plus 1. And then next, interchange x and y. That is, so where there's x, we put y, where there's y, we put x. X equals to 3y plus 1. Next, make y the subject. So we'll have 3y equals to x minus 1. So which means 3y equals to x minus 1. Divide through by 3, divide through by 3. So y equals to x minus 1 over 3. So this answer you get here is the final expression for the inverse. So therefore, f inverse of x will be x minus 1 over 3. So don't get confused that there are two ways of interchanging. We can either, once we have fixed the f of x to be y, so we have y equals to 3x plus 1. So before you start making the subject, you can do the interchanging immediately after doing that, after fixing y to be that given function. Or another person can say, after doing that one, say y equals to 3x plus 1, then you don't interchange x for y at this point, but you make x the subject first. So you say 3x equals to y minus 1. So we divide through by 3, divide through by 3, so that x equals to y minus 1 over 3. And then you say interchange x and y. So that we'll have now y equals to x minus 1 divided by 3. So this expression is what gives you the inverse. So we get the same answer at the end of the day. So you can decide to do interchanging immediately after fixing y to be the given function, or you fix y for that function and then make x the subject and then do the interchanging later. So you are the one to decide. And then number 3, or C, so the function is f of x equals to y equals to 2x plus 6. So remember, in the previous case, still all the set of all possible inputs is still the set of real numbers. So domain is still all x such that x is real. We can say set of all real numbers. Try to put in one set of all real numbers. So this one so you say let's okay, so this was already given by f of x equals to 2x plus 6. So let y to be 2x plus 6. And then interchange x and y so that we have x equals to 2y plus 6. So this is interchange x and y. So next, make y the subject. So I'll have 2y equals to x minus 6, which implies 2y over 2 equals to x minus 6 over 2. So this and this cancels out. So this, we have y equals to x minus 6 over 2. Therefore, f inverse of x is given by x minus 6 over 2, or you can write it as a half x minus 3. So the domain of this function, set of all possible inputs, still are all the real numbers. So domain all x such that x is real. Or can just put in words the set of all real numbers. D, if I have y equals to 7x plus 8, so that is what I'm given as the function. So already it's like the first step, let's fix y to be this one is already given. So therefore, I start from step 2, interchange x and y, i.e., so I have x equals to 7y plus 8. And then next one, make x and make y the subject. Make y the subject of the formula. So we have x equals to 7y plus 8 means 7y equals to x minus 8, which means 7y over 7 equals to x minus 8 over 7. So this and this cancels out. So it means that y equals to x minus 8 divided by 7. Or you can write it as 1 over 7x minus 8 over 7. So therefore, the inverse of that function can be written as y raised to negative 1 is x minus 8 over 7, which is the same thing as 1 over 7 x minus 8 over 7. So similarly, all real numbers will make this function to be defined. So say the domain of the inverse function is set all x values such that x is real. E y equals to 2 over x minus 1. So then the condition is given that x should never be 1. Because when it's 1, then we'll be dividing by 0. So first step has already been done for us because we have already fixed. So remember, this is the domain of F inverse. So what we do, interchange x and y, so that we have x equals to 2 over y minus 1. That's step 1. Next one, make y the subject. i.e., so cross multiply, so we'll have x into y minus 1 equals to 2. Then we can multiply this one, we have xy minus x equals to 2. So xy equals to this now will be x plus 2. And then this means xy equals to x plus 2, can divide through by x, divide through by x, so this and this cancels. So we have y equals to x plus 2 over x. So then now this will be our inverse function. Therefore, the inverse function can be written y power negative 1 is x plus 2 over x. Then the domain of the inverse function will be given by, you see, this is a rational function which can be defined for any real number x apart from x equals to 0. So you say set of all real numbers x such that x is real and x is not 0. Or you can just put in words set of all real numbers except x equals to 0, or we put in this just set notation. So that is how we find the inverse of that function. The next session will still give more examples on how to find inverses of functions. Thank you.